This woman got accepted into Harvard Law School, but on the first day of class, she faced gender discrimination. When the professor asked a question, Betty was the first to raise her hand, but he intentionally ignored her and called on a male student who had raised his hand later. The guy got the answer wrong, so Betty raised her hand again. However, the professor still picked another male student. Betty was about to give up, but the second guy also answered incorrectly. She raised her hand once more, and the professor finally called on her. Despite her perfect response, he mocked Betty, saying her answer sounded like a long-winded speech. That evening, the school held a welcome ceremony for new students. The dean made the 9 women in attendance introduce themselves and explain why they were stealing a spot at Harvard Law that should have gone to a man. One woman stood up and said she didn't want to be tied down by marriage. She just wanted to be a lawyer. But before she could finish, the dean cut her off. His attitude infuriated Betty, so during her introduction, she said her husband Matt was a student at Harvard Law. She claimed she was there to understand his work and become a thoughtful wife. Betty's sarcastic response was a jab at the dean. Betty's husband Matt was a supportive and understanding second-year law student. However, shortly after Betty enrolled, Matt was diagnosed with cancer and given a mere 5% chance of survival. Despite the slim odds, Betty refused to give up. From that day on, after attending her own classes, Betty would rush to Matt's classroom to take notes for him. At home, she had to care for their young daughter and review the course material with Matt, helping him with his homework. Only late at night could Betty focus on her own studies. A year later, a miracle happened. Not only did Matt recover, but he also received a job offer from a top law firm in New York. Betty, on the other hand, faced rejection after rejection. No law firm was willing to hire a woman as an attorney. This movie is called On the Basis of Sex. Due to copyright issues, we can only watch up to this point. If you're interested, feel free to check out the original film.